So my solo consulting business is on track to do 50 grand in profit this month. And I built my business by accident. Can't even make this stuff up. And I want to walk you through the story and the journey that it took me to get here. So hopefully you could apply it to your life and business. All right. So I want you to come back with me for a second. The first business I started was a marketing agency. And if you're subscribed to me, you already know that. And I started running Facebook ads for realtors. I started learning skills about business. I had no skills. I dropped out of college. I had nothing. But running that business taught me how to manage people. I had a team. It taught me how to run Facebook ads and do advertising. It taught me how to acquire my own clients. It taught me how to deliver and host a client relationship and manage them. And I learned all of my skills running my marketing agency, and I was just slaving away for a year straight, grinding, head down, made my bedroom into an office. And it was a lot of grind. And once I hit my first 20, 25K, going on 30K a month in revenue in my business, I decided that I wanted to start posting videos. And so I made the first video that you can go watch on this channel after this one, talking about how I actually hit 10 grand a month. It was when I hit 10 grand a month, or a little bit after that, I made my first video reflecting on hitting 10 grand a month. And my intention of posting those videos at the beginning was out of a pure place to just help people and just guide people along the journey that also wanted to drop out of college and start a business and be an entrepreneur, because that's who I looked up to, who gave us the idea to drop out, to be an entrepreneur at a young age. It's all influenced by the internet. And I'm like, dude, let me give back. I know there's people I can help. And at the time running my business, it solved the money problem in my life. And it also showed my parents, my family, my friends that I wasn't an absolute idiot. And I didn't make the wrong decision to drop out of college. And, I kind of proved them wrong in a sense. Like, I'm like, hey, look, I did this. Like, I have employees, I have clients. And it was really, really cool. Up until it was not. And that's kind of what happened. I was running the business, and it wasn't what I had initially set it out to be. I got into business. I left college. I made all these decisions in my life to gain freedom, to have enough money to do whatever it is that I wanted, and to have freedom, to have my time back, to be able to do the things that I love. And my business got to a point where I was spending all day long on Zoom calls, managing team members. I was putting out fires with clients. I didn't have my heart in the right place. And that's because I started the business out of a place of scarcity to try and just make it work and make money. My intention was to make money. And because I wanted to make money so badly, it felt very hard to make the money. I would grind to get sales and all this stuff. And I got to a point where I didn't enjoy the business. And it was kind of like this cross intersection in my life, because I was posting these videos sharing what worked for me in my marketing agency while my business was really draining me. And I was stuck on calls all day. I hated it. I hated it. Again, it solved the money problem, and that worked well for me, but there's way more aspects to your life than money. And I had like this crossroads, and I'm like, I had a mentor at the time, and I tell this story to my clients often. I was talking to him. We were growing my agency, and I remember it was one day when I had a video pop off, and it had like 50,000 views after like a couple of weeks or something like that. And I remember going to my mentor, and I'm like, dude, look, I posted a video about how I grew my agency, and it has like 50,000 views. Like, does that mean anything? Like, what is it cool? Like, I just want to show you what I did. And I'll never forget, the guy looks me square in the face, and he says, if you don't launch a coaching, consulting offer, if you don't teach people at a more intimate level on how they can get your help to grow their own agency, you hate money, my friend. And I was like, well, I don't hate money. And, it was at that perfect crossroad where I was running the business and I didn't really enjoy it. Like all these downsides to running an agency that I talk about on some of my videos, I was feeling it, right? At a certain point, that model is broken, and it's unscalable. And I actually didn't make a decision. I was very hesitant to teach people what I knew, because the last thing I wanted to do was scam people. And like, there was this whole idea in my head that like, bro, I'm not good enough. Like, there's people that are way better than me. If I work with beginners, I won't have the money. I literally remember telling my mentor at the time that I'm like, dude, but a lot of the people following my stuff, they're beginners to online business. They're not going to afford whatever I'm going to charge to actually get on calls with them and coach them. And he told me, he's like, Christian, number one, beginners Doesn't matter who it is. Anybody in a first world country can afford a $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 program if the value is there. And the example, the analogy I use to give to clients now is, you have a Lamborghini, right? I think I've heard Hermosi say this as well, but it's like, if you have a Lamborghini and you tell your buddy, like, nah, dude, I'm going to give it away. I don't want it anymore. And he's like, oh, well, I don't have 300 grand for the Lambo. And you're like, nah, dude, I'm giving it away or I'm selling it for 5K. Do you think you would find the money? Do you think you would find the 5K? Yes, because the offer, the car is more valuable than the program, right? People get loans, credit cards, they sell their car like I did. I sold my car to buy an Iman Gadzhi course. I was a beginner and he sold me a $1,500 course. And I got proactive because I saw the value in it. And so that initially broke my belief that beginners and these people don't have money. And then the second thing was that I wasn't good enough, right? And all that he told me, he's like, dude, you'll never be good enough. There's always going to be a bigger fish. There's always going to be somebody with a bigger marketing agency, or with what I'm doing now, somebody with a bigger coaching business, a bigger consulting business, a bigger brand, a bigger this, and that. Everybody has somebody that's ahead of them. And he told me all you need to do is only serve people, only give an offer, only help people that are behind you in your journey, that are maybe just starting their agency. Maybe they don't have employees. Maybe they don't have an offer. Maybe they don't have an acquisition channel and a funnel built. And it made a lot of sense to me. And I'm like, dude, you know what? I actually can help those guys. And long story short, guess what happened? I said, you know what? I'm not going to make a decision, mentor. I'm gonna think about it. I hit him with a think about it objection. And I decided, because it was a very pivotal moment in my life. It's very, very scary to jump ships from one thing to another because humans are scared of the unknown, right? The same way the most crucial decision in my life was dropping out of college, when in reality, it was actually the logical decision to make because I wanted to get into business, and there's no better way of getting into business than by actually getting into business and not studying it from a professor, right? So logically, dropping out made a lot of sense for me. Logically, stopping the agency and instead helping people with all the things that I knew and paid for and time wasted and money wasted, I could teach them. It was logical. It's the next step. But it's very scary to make that jump. And so what I did is I booked a flight. I'm from Miami, right? You got the background right here. I booked a flight to a little town in North Georgia called Elijah. It is an old town. It looks like you go there, it's like you time travel to like the freaking 80s. Elijah, Georgia, North Georgia in the mountains. And I booked a 7-day cabin by myself. It was hanging off of a mountain. I saw the deer walking by. I'll never forget it. And I went there for a week alone. No phone. I wasn't talking to any clients. I wasn't talking to no team members. And I just stepped out for a second. And I'm like, hey, is this the right decision for me to make? And I just reflected on it. I prayed to God about it. I mapped out my future. Did I see myself continuing in the agency, or did I see myself building a brand and doing things that fueled me like what I'm doing right now? And you know the answer. I decided to go all in on my coaching business. I made an offer. I was like, hey, you know what? I'll help a couple guys for $4,000. And my first month, I did 24 grand in profit. And I worked with clients that I actually enjoyed serving, and I loved helping them, and my heart was in the right place, and I loved making content. But the coaching business has its up and downs, right? I've had struggles since then, but all of that has led to the point now where I'm peaking. I'm at a high in business, and I hit a record 30K week last week. We're on track to do 50K profit this month, and it's going very, very well. And that's basically how I built this multiple six-figure business by accident. It took me doing something that I didn't think would lead to anything else, which was making a YouTube video, to then it started doing well, to then I had a mentor at the right time, at the right place, tell me that I should capitalize on the opportunity to help others, to then taking that trip to Georgia, 7 days, and in those 7 days I came back with a battle plan, and I said, you know what, I'm burning the boats, I'm going all in on this. It's where my heart wants me to go, it's where God's calling me to go, it's the people that God's calling me to serve, and it was gravy since then, man. Yeah, hopefully you find this inspiring. Hopefully you find this cool. And I guess the moral of the story is that if you have a skill in agency, AI, drop shipping, whatever, start posting content, start sharing what you know. Don't be a scammer. Actually have done the thing that you're teaching. But maybe you too can build a profitable, fun, simple, lean coaching and consulting business that gets incredible client results and brings you the profit that you want and the freedom that you want. That's what I've done. If you want my help with that, you can hit me up. That's what I help people with now, because making that decision was the best decision I ever made in my life. All right, it's very late at night. Thank you for watching. And if you want more stuff, just subscribe. And I'll see you real soon. Peace.